The big news is that Brandon Aiyuk is in the building and will be in training camp and is expected to practice. Dad, you watched. What did you think of this news?
I think maybe finally and thankfully, this whole Brandon Aiyuk thing is going to be over. So let's go over the possible permutations. First of all, he's there, which means they're probably pretty close, he and the team, and he doesn't want to be fined, and he wants to be part of the team, apparently. So we're going to find out if he practices starting Wednesday. But even if he doesn't practice, the first few practices really are just going through things he already knows. So it's either he'll practice and everything will be okay. He won't practice and everything will probably be okay. And then he'll sign a little later on like Debo did. But I think this thing is winding to a conclusion. Do you agree?
I do, and it's upsetting because we bet a bottle of wine on him whether he would miss the first week of the season. It's beginning to look like I'm going to lose that bet and that he will be here probably practicing soon. I don't know if he'll practice without a new deal, but it does kind of seem like him showing up is him doing an act of good faith. Hey, I'm here. I know I requested a trade, but I still want to be on the team. Let's work something out.
Yeah, I think his agent and maybe people who are mature have talked to him and said, enough of this posturing, enough of this stuff. It's business. That's what Bosa said today. It's business. Treat it like business in a business-like manner. I think that's what it means.
Yeah. And if you take away all the little things that happen on social media away from the last few months, he's still right on schedule with where Debo Samuel was 2 years ago. Wanted an extension, requested a trade, got an extension on July 31st, and never missed a practice where players were wearing pads. So I guess earlier in the offseason when Aiyuk was making all these comments, it made me feel like, man, he really means business and he's more upset than their average player. Maybe all that meant nothing. And this is going to take care of itself like all the other Niners situations have.
You know, I was thinking about it before we went on the air today. You said maybe it meant nothing, all the posturing. My favorite Shakespeare speech is Macbeth toward the end when he's facing death. And he says, it's full of sound and fury signifying nothing. That's what I feel about him. Everything he did was sound and fury signifying nothing.
Yeah, like I interpreted it as him being more dug in than Debo or any other player. Maybe it could have just been him being nervous, more nervous than any other player. And maybe he's more eager than any other player to get this done. Seems like the Niners do have a pattern of taking a long time for whatever reason. I asked John Lynch about it. He didn't really provide any insight, but they do this every time. And if they ever get around to presenting Aiyuk with another offer, I wouldn't be surprised if he's grateful for it and accepts it.
I'm with you, and I'm really looking forward to that bottle of wine.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to giving it to you if you earn it. If it happens.
He has to suit up for the first. If it happens, I ain't won yet. Yet.
I'm not trying to create side bets or double or nothings, but do you think that Aiyuk will practice tomorrow?
My guess is no. Let's not bet on it, but my guess
is
he won't
no side bets. I was asking.
No side bets. My feeling is he won't practice until he has a deal. And I don't think these first few practices mean anything. What is your reading of the situation?
Yeah, like these first few practices are fine, but they won't be wearing pads. So I think from the 49ers perspective, if there were a deadline, the deadline would be before the first day in pads, not tomorrow. So I still think they feel that there's time to negotiate because that's how it played out with Debo Samuel. I don't see why it's going to be any different with this one.
Yeah, and I want to tell you, when it's all over with, and I think it will be resolved soon, I don't think anybody in that locker room or anybody in the front office is going to be down on Brandon Aiyuk. I don't think so. You move on. And my attitude is He made his play. The Niners made their play. It has nothing to do with football, with the game. It's really business, which never particularly interested me. They worked it out. Not my issue. Let's move on.